Station 2, The Promise. As soon as sin entered the world, God spoke out a promise of a coming Savior, a rescuer, a deliverer, a restorer. For before the foundation of the world were laid, God had laid out a plan for our rescue. Hope would come. A light would shine into the darkness. God's own Son would put on skin and come down to dwell amongst men. He would preach the good news and free captives, but that would not be enough to make things right. Blood would have to be required, because without the shedding of blood, there would be no forgiveness of sins. The doorpost that you see here is a representation of the doorpost of the Israelites on the night of Passover. God sent the angel of death to kill the firstborn of each household, since Pharaoh and the Egyptians refused to let God's people free from captivity. God's people were instructed to wipe the blood of a spotless lamb over their doorpost. This would be the sign to the angel of death to pass over these households. This moment was a foreshadowing of Christ. During the Passover, the blood of the spotless lamb covering the household of the family of God freed them from captivity and from death. This foreshadowing shows us that Christ and his blood would be the saving grace for God's people, that through the blood of Christ, the people of God would be free from the captivity of sin and walk into the righteousness and relationship with God. Reflect. Reflect on God's promises. God laid a promise thousands of years ago, and that promise remains true until eternity, that he would send a rescuer, a savior for his people in his Son, Jesus Christ. And through his Son, we would receive salvation for those who believe and be free from the captivity of sin.